We are back here at the Media Center here in Las Vegas, a couple days away from the heavyweight championship of the world between Deontay Wilder and the lineal, I just had to say it once, lineal heavyweight champion Tyson Fury. I'm here with Norm Frauenheim, who's been covering the sport. How long now?
I first got involved in about 1988 full time.
1988, so we're over 30 years. Yesterday, I know we were talking about here last night, Bob Arum, the biggest heavyweight fight in 50 years. Concur?
No, but I mean, this is a big fight. You know that for sure because there are what I would like to call escalating exaggerations. But it is a significant heavyweight fight. I think it's a milestone where we can all measure where the heavyweights are. Have they come out of that dormant phase? The problem with saying that the 50 years and linking it all the way parallel, drawing the parallel to Ali Frazier won in '71. You have to fulfill those expectations, and you're going to disappoint. Chances are, it's hard to fulfill that expectation.
Well, the world stopped in 1971 for that fight.
Right.
I don't know if the world's going to stop for it, but there's a lot of interest in it.
There is.
The first fight, what's that mean in your opinion coming into Saturday night?
I think it's intriguing to me at a couple levels. I think from Wilder's perspective, he's optimistic because he has a good record in rematches. He seems to have more confidence. On the Fury side, he's the one guy that's really gotten up and survived that big right hand. And I think that gives him a psychological edge, at least in terms of Wilder's got to be wondering, what do I have to do to put this guy away? So those two factors are intriguing.
We see a lot of fights, a lot of big fights. We see in terms of the betting odds. If we get a fight that's like 2-1 or 3-1, we almost think it's like a close fight. Yeah. This fight is almost dead even.
Exactly, and it has been for about a week now. I've heard, you keep hearing these rumors that Fury had some problems in camp, and some of them were spread by Eddie Hearn. There was no.
I didn't even hear what were those rumors.
No sources to it or anything else, but I think in the UK it's kind of swung the betting towards Wilder.
Wow. He said 270 pounds. I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
He looked good.
He looked really good. Yeah. I mean, I thought he was about 245, 250 yesterday.
Yeah. The other interesting one, and I don't know whether to believe it, but I asked Wilder yesterday how heavy he was. He said he was 230. He was like 215.
215, 220.
Yeah.
So, I know we got to go because Deontay and Tyson, let us talk to them for a few minutes downstairs.
Oh, no, the biggest challenge here is what are we going to ask him that we haven't asked him 1,000 times already?
Well, let me ask you as a writer, one of the best writers out there who's...
By the way, this guy, to everybody who's watching, he's getting the Courage Award from the writers.
Well, he's getting the Good Guy Award.
And he's the hardest working man in the business.
Well, he's the good guy. So I'm not a good guy. You are. So I guess you just mentioned about things to ask for, angles to write your stories, and you're writing for not only 15rounds.com, but the LA Times and some other...
the Boxing Junkie, you name it, man. I can't keep track of it.
I mean, how difficult it is when you cover the first fight and now cover this fight, almost ad nauseam, in the fact that, not ad nauseam, that might be the word, but I'm saying it just over and over and over. How difficult is it to find a new angle?
Well, there are new angles here. Partly that's because of Fury. Because Fury, say what you want to about him. He's a great salesman. He's as good a salesman as I've ever. I've picked Wilder to win the fight. I picked him a week ago. But the more I listen to Fury, the more I'm convinced that maybe he has a chance. That's how persuasive he really is. Now you might ask him. I might ask him the same question today that I asked him yesterday, and he may have a completely different answer. But that's part of the intrigue. The one thing that he's been consistent on throughout all this whole promotion is the cut above his right eye.
All right, well, 2:58 p.m. Eastern Time. Gun to your head, what's the pick?
I'm still going to pick Wilder because I don't think the cut can hold up for 12 rounds.
I thought so, too. So you mentioned you can read you on 15rounds.com, the LA Times, Boxing Junkie, where else? Is that it? That's it for now.
Yeah, that's it for now, I think. But it's great to be here with you, and I encourage everybody in the audience to follow Mark Abrams on 15 rounds and his many other pursuits. He's the hardest working man in the business, and the business wouldn't be quite the same without him.
I appreciate that. This is coming from a good guy, and in May he's going to get a word for that. Thanks, Norm. Go talk to Tyson and Deontay.
Thanks.